No matter where you go.
Yes, I'm a from Blackstars TV. So remember this good evening, some second on Star TV. So no, young family Star TV. I share for a dear manager. So I had a little bit fantastic for G the sports historian. Now no pay a good evening, Sam, and with the Star TV. I share for. The best and seven as a free Ghana Football Association. And no other and a GFA player Keto Kreku and Lanche Juvenile Football. And I'm the Cassadia, a Juvenile League and on best that next month, Pepe, or more chance and then answer. Moya, the Blackstars of Ghana. So many players, talent, and equality, no, maybe so much the Blackstars of Ghana, Cassadia. Or Carco said 18 Premier League in next season, no, what Bobby Biana as a South Juvenile Football. A beb wow, Yetimania Blackstars quality players. Won't be so much the Blackstars of say the 2-star TV as your food.
We are departing from what we are used to doing, where the very matured referees officiate in the juvenile leagues. Now, the juvenile leagues are going to be officiated by products from the Academy Young. Now, the FA has decided to support our RFAs in this regard. We're going to give away 500 flags to be used by the referees for this year's league. I'm sure the RFAs are not. If you're happy, you would have clapped. Beyond that, we're also going to supply you with whistles, 500 pieces. When we speak about the yellow cards, red cards, we're going to give away 1,000 cards for the referees. And we also know that our instructors need some equipment to be able to continue with the educational drive of our match officials. So we're going to give away training cones, training markers, and lacquered t-shirts for the heads of the refereeing in the various regions. As part of the developmental agenda of juvenile football, the FA, the Executive Council, also decided that from next season, every Premier League club, every Division 1 League club must own a juvenile club. This is mandatory. Our juvenile clubs have been preparing for this day. And one of the key initiatives that the FA rolled out to help our clubs was to ensure that juvenile clubs don't pay for registration cards. And I think that has been what is going on currently. So currently, juvenile clubs do not pay for registration cards. We've also said that officiating will be free.
Kurt Okreku Simon, our GFA president, Nameka said it. Walanche juvenile football, Ebabe Boama, the Blackstars of Ghana, Blackstars, and I'm under 20 Ninano, on Betty Ako Omoni, Nameka said, was 18 Premier League Ninano, next season, and a special league in 2021-2022 season, say juvenile football and count football, who they are. Let me say, Untimi. And bought Ghana Premier League in America said it was a penalty shootout and they declared the winner of juvenile football. And no other could be more Ghana Football Association. Then, yeah, after the Agrocra, Ket Okreku said 40 years near the Blackstars of Ghana and win AFCON trophy. No more DBA said, on be winning trophy. No, I'm His Excellency and another Danko Akufo and a Mustafa Yusufa, where sports minister no obeyed or Boamo. AFCON trophy now, His Excellency, at the $25 million, I to say, Omunkonko Jimla, no qualified to Qatar 2022, no, Bomo Dibia say, on BGB, Ediama, His Excellency and Adanko Akufu Ado. Okay, 2019, the Blackstars of Ghana Kopium with Egypt and AFCON and Ekoswa is Papa Ayafron, Eze Kwame Esiama, and the sports minister, no Koya Crown. Budget a wode koyin nano oko wanka nkire Ghana fu nyina ekoman ekofan sensen bebe e de bae nano pe ya me no ka say the breaking news say free Egypt ba no say o say Minister of Youth and Sports e de ma man kroko Ghana e de o ka $32,000 and am ka say the ska chinchinchi pa na so after see okobae no Eze Kwame Esiama we former minister no e be ka kire say okoyin per diem e ba bia supporters be the accommodation nyina no one day can make we training now. Young Cotian after the parliament, at Tony Safred, no, what did it say many more at 2 years after any name? $9. Feeding, of course, allowance for also these categories of names I've mentioned. Isaac Kwame Asiama our former minister and my ministry and sports no and I know pay no akopie more parliament budget or the quay schedule or the quay adium the even 2019 AFCON Egypt no sika added that's Algeria or no ska onya na 4.5 million nanso o man kronko Ghana nkasa specific ye kono almost be 10 billion and the quay ya na senke kwa kwaje trophy no mum na ska na daso 4.5 million nanso Isaac Kwame Asiama our former sports minister no obeka kire say when de ka bia e oba bia nenam ne kas embassy a mo base wo Egypt no say former minister friend Isaac Kwame Asiama no even Ghana na edom ka $332 million and I'm say there is catch and cheaper almost be getting to 4 to 5 billion I say on my kron Ghana ekoko twia na say current sports minister friend Mustafa Yusuf no as a so typical documentary mu say e ka no e no kre per diem accommodation as sports minister former sports minister e ka say we twa ni na am say no omo so say e ka be da no e so otibihwehwem say e no kre enye no kre no ansa na odiska no be kwa akotwia enye afede ogokra. Professor Peter Chumasi ene National Sports Authority boss enam no ka say there what the bible e dey to enim onim say Baba Yala Sports Stadium e be share season asia no say on be innovation no ka say omo ya no den sam kakra dey to enim say enche bia no crabs omo say omo kan Baba Yala Sports Stadium nyina no by July there bibia be fine na crop be Kumasi Asante Kotoko eno mama kan nyina no crop Kumasi base kin face ano metima be say omo kan Baba Yala Sports Stadium.
Mom 1 year, me this end of March, and I'm this omuwie. But they say no, met maka say jumedi omodi ho COVID near that didn't echi na o makọ animu papa. Me say minister enche obabebo apro akwakọ share these renovated facilities no new ones ni nyina. Oni more media for nyina na beko. Mokọ amodi ni beko hwe. Uko dru Baba Yara say ya me no ka say drainage system no ma year o makata so green grass dry grasses no or the fertilizer ni no ma guso am bia kama. Ye twa say obeka say pitch no friends say the quality no drew baby I bet their international matches na no anu ebie be no ka say nkonwa na ebubu ni ya hye ni nyina friends say floodlight say mu chan LED ti say dia card ni wo bob match anajo ni ade nyina wo di problem
sanama ahwefo akwam family star TV so okokopie mu Accra House of Football boku no ma Mama ni Lawani aya ablantie osina kan edma Accra House of Football boku no week 50 ana ablantie ni pranam ni kase conference nsembe bebe ema ablantie no agent crown edrake Accra House of Football to FIFA na me kase Accra House of Football boku no ese ablantie no mde ablantie ko South Africa no makoy ablantie ni surgery ahwe say deport ena ha ablantie na me kase de ablantie no since week 50 no Ablantin team be seen like Emma the continental crown must never said until the bones are fully rotting. On him planted P and academic said a class of Bubu could so better Mlantino, Aquaco Pimo, South Africa. No matter say, dear potty and ha Mlantina, a pra and near adequatia, we are pradequatia, and we are pranamica said it. House of Bubu could something mountain now, across South Africa because we are my cronco medical doctors of Mano, or Mum Wama Accra House of Bubu prayers no said on Bomo. And the player be pra. This ablantin that them 3 weeks, 1 month, and 1 month across Bubukuno. 11 years then land the line here. Across Bubukuno team trophy. This season there, Togbe after the 14 board chairman, a person Accra House of Bubukuno, a winning trophy. Don't qualify to that CAF Champions League, and yet after the Gokra. Ibrahim Yalo, a fantastic defender, with not the kind at the media Mabubukuno. After so omuchi Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko e wo lenkre sports stadium e che ka poli minuma Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko e tie kanu ba kuno ana blantin boy amane se media mabobo ko na we se means bia se media ma 2020-2021 season no e se media ma e win league no na omna more quality in terms of talent metim the media mabobo ko no a qualify to CAF Champions League in case e bama metim agi to CAF Champions we say wom say Accra House of Folk Ashanti Gold and the Krobia Kumasi Asante Kotoko Bubu near air compete and a great Olympics. And Omnica said after week 21, no, medium of Bubu ready come 35 points. Almost share the movie I said on Betty Magic Ghana Premier League, no more qualified to CAF Champions League. Roman Fozen head coach edema Ashanti Gold Boboku na no pe oboy amane se wase Ghana Premier League no wase sense ewu ni nyina wa coach wa bobo pen na so be pem o man kronkron Ghana no ma ya wa talent ye pa after se papa ne buy no the first game wachi Accra House of Boboku no enum no mo ba ko a Accra House of Boboku no antimi antia wase enne ukobo a ade chia o hye we a na we a hyew ubetimi bo first match second match third match kwa no na antimi wini a wase be pem o man kronkron Ghana specific no ya wa talent ye pa enti se Ghana ye beje AFCON trophy a wase obay otete se 40 years then down the line ya Koma Nkronko Ghana yen wini AFCON trophy no na wase talent wa no se hwe talent ni ye di a ebeboa ama o man Nkronko Ghana no AFCON trophy ana fe kata 2022 no in case Ghana crown ye talent na eboa ya ye bitima je trophy no aba be pm o man Nkronko Ghana hanom ukopem amane ni nsem a anu ada ewo Park the Princess no na ye PSG Boboku no eto omo sa de friend Manchester City Boboku no share game na se pepepe under 15 minutes na Ablante friend Mekemos no enya go edima PSG Boboku no ni so mawi second half pepepe na Ablante friend Kevin De Bruyne fantastic goal bi ode to Kylian Navas Ablante Puma Ablante ne prayer wantimi an yibo na friend eta 71 minutes pepepe na Ablante friend Ramirez no ojire ni no so no e the second goal e ka ho enam de ka said Manchester City Boboku no Pep Guardiola asa no Ablante ne kokopin Park the Princess e check apol no PSG Boboku no etimi mu ba akwa na me ka said aka 90 minutes pe etimi say Pep Guardiola ne Manchester City Boboku no ebetimi akofa na let's see say Manchester City and Chelsea Boboku no London derby ne be happen and Real Madrid ne PSG Boboku no and be qualify there mle and Enkrabia and be next week pepepe no Real Madrid Boboku no akopiem e was Stamford Bridge and omni Chelsea Boboku no e dia afes na fe PSG Boboku no so akopiem Etihad e England no so no na afom ni Manchester City Boboku no so e dia peso a me so pepepe Chris fantastic MCL e was East Region and was Star TV no what the highlight no e beto so how our goals no esifo e name apriasen ko betima nya go e dem ma PSG Boboku no wale clear Mbappe lotin na so nyina prayer o man team anya goals a Pep Guardiola e kwachi Mauricio Pochettino check up Paul Mino a wetimi team ba ko a ana be makwa na gudiem nsama mesaka no Star TV so no be de be sasa na mekọ no Ablante e frɛ no Francis wo hwe me o Kofiase wo so mo biem Star TV nko na Kofiase wo hwe na nso birthday me be show happy birthday long life and prosperity babi o bia no me chia Kofiase fo nyina ana be makwa na gudiem mesaka no be de be si e wo Star TV so e dia be de so ayala ko beti fa fantastic for G the sports story nyame adna do ni ya share 12:30 agudem nsema mesaka no sabe dan Star TV ahwefo makramo.
Okay, thank you, bonsoir. And so in Paris, la raison d'être for two of the hyper-modern, hyper-moneyed, hyper-powers of the European game. And so, as Pep himself has instructed his players, enjoy. This is truly to be relished, some of the planet's greatest players for the right to contest the continent's greatest prize. Luan has certainly played up top for them fruitfully over the course of this campaign, as well as Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne. It's rolled up here towards Neymar, who gets away the first shot of the game, but Ederson's behind it.
The pattern of the game in a nutshell.
Neymar with depth, it came to Mbappe. Was thumped by Florenzi into quite congested traffic, comes back for Bacca, and now Neymar. Exchange with Verratti, Neymar! High, via a deflection. In by Di Maria and in by Marquinhos! Towering captain's header! And Paris Saint-Germain are on their way!
Well, it's not the first time he's delivered like that. Marquinhos, the PSG skipper. And it's a beautifully timed run, and he just gets up before anyone else. I mean, Diaz is prevented from challenging by Paredes, who's got in his way, and it's allowed the Brazilian to come onto it and boy did he finish well into the far corner. This is a little beauty.
Well, more or less the last offensive touch of a football Marquinhos had was to score against Bayern Munich in the first leg of the... Drive Florenzi back, Gundogan. Cancelo, that's a good ball. Bernardo Silva did very well to apply anything from the tightest of angles, and he's got a corner out of it.
Manchester City want to sort it out after the goal they've conceded.
In by Neymar, and not so very far away.
Yeah, he just held his spot, and as I say, sometimes when it just drops nicely for it.
Rodri, picked off by Paredes. Mbappe, 2 or 3 step overs, and off he goes. Launches himself over the challenge of Cancelo, who will see a yellow card for that. Well, it's poor clearance from Navas. First there is Foden. Phil Foden for Manchester City. Mahrez, in went Bernardo Silva. Across came Paredes. Marquinhos, Idrissa Gueye. Rolled up for Verratti. Aimed in here for Kylian Mbappe, who just let it get away. Set it back for Bacca. Stones is in the way of that, and Rodri thumps it to the security of halfway. Florenzi. Florenzi again, juggling beyond Diaz, and setting it for Neymar, who's gone flying. And the referee has looked the other way. Not a foul, is it?
No.
Bernardo Silva, he set it for Phil Foden! Keylor Navas threw up a palm, and it was sufficient.
It was very, very sloppy on PSG's part, and he's gone at the keeper. He has gone down the middle.
Cancelo, good block by Di Maria. Half-time, PSG have been very, very good. City have had their chances, but PSG have had most of the ball. November of 2018, so French territory hasn't always been the best for them, and PSG, Jim Beglin, certainly had the better of them. So Marquinhos and Kimpembe are there. We've seen this threat before. Flicked on by Di Maria, but harmlessly. Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Walker's ready to make an overlap. Rodri. Mahrez, out by Kimpembe, De Bruyne! Once in a lifetime.
You like a start for Manchester City, and this is always a difficult skill in just making sure you get over the ball and drift that bit higher.
Cancelo's races runs, and Zinchenko has replaced him at left full back for Manchester City. Celebrated his clearance like an acrobat on the parallel bars. In by De Bruyne, all the way in! A freak of such extreme value! Deliberate or otherwise, he plotted a path that just might help take City to the final.
Well, I think there's no doubting the fact that even though we know this guy has technical brilliance, he's a technical genius. This is a cross. He's trying to float that into the far post to try and get it on the head of Stones, who's arriving late, or Diaz, who was tucked in centrally. And I think he thinks, Navas, that it's going to be dealt with. Somebody is going to get something on it before I have to deal with it. And by the time he gets to deal with it...
Sarabia, Moise Keane.
You mentioned Icardi banging goals in.
Free kick for Foden, bang centre. A position of promise. The yellow card is out. Paredes is trying to walk away. Well, there's a few in City lot.
Quite a City wall to 3 of the big men,
who will presumably shortly part. It's Mahrez! Oh, it's a beauty! He has fisted in for Manchester City, who have come from behind and lead beneath the Eiffel Tower.
Well, Mahrez in Dortmund from the penalty spot. Mahrez in Paris from just outside the box, and the wall splits. It goes through the two on the end of the wall, and that's why you saw Navas react furiously. There you go, there's the gap between Paredes and Kimpembe, and well, if you do that, you're asking for it, and PSG have been asking for it since they've returned to the pitch second half. Manchester City have been allowed to take.
Interesting now to see as Neymar goes in a little bit naughtily at the back of Ruben Diaz and picks himself up a yellow card. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, away from Idrissa Gueye, away from Kimpembe, supported by Mahrez, spooned in towards Foden. That's a very good header.
I think they do fancy a third.
This would be, in all, their 12th defeat of the season. PSG just don't lose a dozen games in the season. That's a foul by Idrissa Gueye. I'd be surprised if we didn't see another booking here. Well, there's been no evidence of the yellow card just yet. All down, and now a man down, and when you see that, the referee had no option. That is a horrible one.
Agreed. Nowhere to hide.
Who's perhaps been the best of the front three, actually, who gives way now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think he's been very good for his side tonight.
Paredes, who, as you were indicating, Jim, Paredes, who was on the point of blowing his fuse, has perhaps sensibly been replaced by Pochettino and Herrera. Whereas De Bruyne, spun for Rodri, taken up by Mahrez, looking to pin one into the bottom corner.
Yeah, that'd be yellow for De Bruyne, and PSG are making a big deal of this.
And the referee wants the moment to himself. Yeah. He wants to be the sole arbiter, and he wants a moment alone with Kevin De Bruyne, to whom he is now going to show the yellow card. Foden busy, rolling off Danilo, going past Florenzi and hitting the gloves of Keylor Navas. We have Mahrez, Rodri, Foden. One-time tackle by Kimpembe, but it's come back here to Kevin De Bruyne, who's hoisted his shot just a shade high.
Yeah, Herrera just got a little touch on this.
All through for De Bruyne, who was on his heels. And that'll do for now. It'll more than do for Manchester City. It is tantalising for City. They can feel it.